Hi there! It is that time of the month where I send out the book excerpt. This one is going to be from the upcoming book, Trying to Make It, and we are on day 6. This chapter is titled Once a Chainsmoker. I'm going in order, and each chapter in this book is one day of 31 where I step away from my business and into my life. After a mega crash and burn following 3 years of serial entrepreneurship, just trying to make it. And so I step into this journey where in the book, I'm looking back on all these years and these experiences, this conglomeration of ups and downs in that process of trying to make it. And there's a flashback in each chapter. I do that through a flashback in each chapter in each one of these days. So today I'm going to do a reading from the flashback, and those of you who would like to join us via email in the email community, you can just go to ELYSEHUGHES.com, and right on the top of the page there's the email where you just enter your deets and you are good to go, and you'll receive this. And I send out a larger excerpt, so today I'll just share a snippet of that for you, so give you a little taste. Whew. So this chapter is the beginning of the more intense chapters in the book. I realized, well, there's so much intensity. Like in the beginning, it starts out very intense, and then it gets more in depth with sharing specific stories and experiences. So this one is a very tumultuous time where there was a lot of catalysts at work in my life. Here we go. My landlord moved me to a condo down the street after finding a broken pipe under the kitchen sink, flooding in through the foreclosed property that shared a wall. The transition was easy enough, but it would be only one of many that turned my life upside down in the coming years. In the 6 months leading up, I stopped drinking and smoking. I had been waking up in a puddle of my own urine, or peeing myself while fumbling with the keys after the short walk home from the bar. I smoked like I drank. Once I had one, I just kept going until sleep was unavoidable. My skin had reached the point of unbearable, and I scheduled an appointment in desperate hopes of turning a corner. The day I walked out of the dermatologist's office with a red toxic hazard box under my arm, tears streaming down my face, I knew I had to change. This was the receptacle where I was to deposit the needles after injecting my daily dose of a drug that supposedly eradicated psoriasis. Its other hardly mentioned function was wiping out the body's immune defenses. When the nurse advised against reading the pamphlet with fine print side effects because it would scare me too much, I knew I couldn't go through with the treatment, even though it was the best option conventional medicine could offer. After a hopeless night of ugly crying to Jimmy, I woke up the next day to a text from my one healthy friend with the name of 2 books detailing natural healing protocols for psoriasis. After having no idea what to do, it was my beam of light bursting through the clouds. I ordered them both, immediately choosing the shorter one when they arrived. An internal drive I didn't even know I had switched on, and I focused my heart on the healing diet laid out in the book. Jimmy and me cleared the cabinets, tossing anything outside the guidelines. We spent hours scouring the grocery aisles, reading every label. I dove deep into my last semester of college, living on my own, serving tables 3 nights a week, studying full-time, and eating clean. Determined to always be prepared with healthy choices when hunger hit, I stocked my pack with green smoothies and Lara bars. I lived right across from the college, so I walked to and from class. Jimmy always had a salad or healthy meal waiting for me when I walked in the door. 2 months in, my mind cleared. I was genuinely enjoying my classes. That was a first. People at work began telling me I was glowing. Weight melted off, and my skin got worse. Baseball-sized rashes broke apart, exploding into 1,000,000 smaller coins that itched beyond belief. I read in my healing book that this sort of detox reaction could be expected, especially in more severe conditions where the body had a lot to purge, so I kept going. 4 months in, I stood in the dish pit at work, spirit diminished, eyes welling with tears. I've put everything into this, and I don't know if it's working, I confessed to my coworker, feeling dejected. I circled my section, thinking of how much I changed to do this for myself, the person I was becoming because of it. Even though my skin burned and scabbed, I was surging with energy. I was blossoming into an uplifting, engaged person, a life force. It was reason enough to keep going. In the 5th month, My cat and fur soulmate Kaya stopped eating right around the time I brought Vegas Cat home from the adoption center. After 3 vet clinics, thousands of dollars, and weeks spent cradling Kaya in my arms, advanced x-rays showed a never-before-seen cancer that filled up her entire little body. I petted her softly in the final moments when she looked up to the sky and her spirit left. That night, I binged on Pizza Hut and spent the weeks of finals in a depressed haze. At the 6-month mark, I could run my finger over every part of my body and feel smooth, fresh skin. Everything in my life was new. It was overwhelming. The emotions, the kitty cats, they always get me. So that was a little bit of a snippet of when I did the healing diet, and I kept thinking about this. Let me see if I can grab it without my mic snapping off. This is the book that I'm talking about. Your Healing Diet by Deidre Earls. This was the book I used, and I had 2 books to choose from. One was like this thick, and then one was this, and I was like, I'm going for this one. And I recently bought a fresh copy because my old one is just so, written in and everything, and I wanted kind of a fresh start with it to look into it. So it's always like my little guide of remembrance, and I refer to it because it's a great guide for just eating healthier, clean eating, transitioning to more whole foods. So this is a very interesting time. There's a lot more dramatic, tumultuous things that happen in this chapter. It's one of the most, covers one of the greatest amounts of time so far in the book that I've talked about. And I'll just leave you on that note. I'll let it ruminate. So if you'd like to join us and receive this excerpt via email, you can just go to ELYSEHUGHES.com, and I'll be sending that out in the next couple days. I love you, and I'm so glad that I got to share this time with you today. All right.